Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN 1627. This is a subscriber requested video, so here it is. This is a 2016 3R1, which is Matador Red Mica with LA20 black interior in Illinois. And this car has about 75,000 miles on it, and it has a pretty interesting history. And the person that requested this, I'm not sure if they're getting ready to sell it or if they just want to know more about the history of the car. So here is all of it. Production statistics: 106 out of the 2,347 cars for the US 49 everywhere except Hawaii were Matador Red Mica, so pretty rare. 89 had LA20 interior, so that's the black interior. 3.79% of all of the production for the US 49 was this combo, so like an 8 out of 10 for rarity. It's a pretty rare car. 2016, 73 out of the 1,417 cars for 2016, that's 5%, were Matador Red Mica. Most of the Matador Red Micas were 2016, 73. The remaining 25 or so was over the next 4 years. 51 had LA20 black interior, so it's a common color combination for the Matador Red Mica. There's a few that were the Stratus Gray, the white interior, but it's pretty common, but rare overall because of the color. Carfax, Epic VIN, and AutoCheck. So Carfax shows us as a 3-owner, 5 accident or damage reported, 2 minor up front. It was stolen in 2023, totaled in 2024, not actual mileage disclosed, rebuilt title issued in 2024, vandalism in 2024, totaled again in late 2024, rebuilt again in 2024, and another damage reported in 2025. So quite a history going on here. Epic VIN, 5-owner, 4 accident car, the same ones. AutoCheck shows this as a 3-owner, multiple accident, theft, salvage title, not actual mileage. So this car has all of the things. It's been stolen, it's been rebuilt, it's been totaled again and rebuilt, it's got several accidents, and it has not actual mileage reported. And a lot of that's probably just due to the cluster may have not been working when it was reported at the insurance auction or something like that. But based on everything else that I'm seeing, it's kind of stays in line. So I think the mileage where it's at, it's somewhere around 75,000 miles. That's probably the correct mileage for this car. So previous sales, this car has option D7, which that is the direct delivery straight to Toyota corporate. It originally belonged to Lexus, but it was likely a press car. I don't think it was a driving school car. It could have been like an employee or an executive's car, but that's all kind of question mark there. But point is, it belonged to Toyota / Lexus when it was new. It was disclosed as a manufacturer vehicle when it was first sold, and that was like the first 12,000 miles in about a year. And this car likely wore Michigan plates because that's kind of where it was serviced. And you can see in the registration on the Carfax, it'll say like Torrance, California, but in parentheses, Michigan. And so it'll have Michigan manufacturer plate. If you see any of the YouTubers or press in videos on YouTube or elsewhere reviewing this car and it's Matador Red Mica with black interior, and it has Michigan manufacturer plates, it's probably this car. So my super sleuths out there, go see if you can find this car on YouTube and put the link in the description, or not in the description, but put the link in the comments. We know Lexus was the first owner. They don't always title them when they own them. This one they did. So it was a titled Lexus car. And then it was for sale in January of 2017 in Chicago for an unlisted price with 12,000 miles. It was reported stolen in December of 2023, and they declared it as a total loss because it wasn't recovered until much later. So the insurance paid out, declared a total loss, and then it was recovered 5 or 6 months later, and then it was purchased by the insurance company, obviously because the owner no longer owned it. I'm guessing it didn't have any further damage because the insurance company, while they owned it, a rebuilt title was issued. And then it was in another accident in September of 2024, and multiple places damaged to the rear. It seems like the history for the damage, it's not extremely clear. But then it looks like it was totaled a second time from this vandalism or whatever that happened. And then it was at an insurance auction in November of 2024. Damage all over, had both tires were pretty damaged on one side. It sold for $16,500 plus fees, so probably in the area of $18,000, $19,000. And it was showing 67,000 miles at the time. So now onto the photos. First and foremost, kudos to the owner for keeping this on the road instead of letting it turn into a parts car. The auction photos show that there's a lot of damage in like around the glove box area, the carbon fiber trim, something hit that. Just, you know, it needs a good detail otherwise, but just some interior damage, the center console lid, things like that. The rear bumper has some damage, the doors, the front bumper, the side, like, you know, pretty much damage all over. And then the photos that this owner sent me, it looks like they repaired the front bumper once and the paint didn't adhere very well, so it was redone properly a second time. It looks a whole lot better. It has different wheels on it now. It really looks pretty good. A couple little panels still need some further work, but overall, considering where this started, it looks great. It has quite the history. So now onto the price. If this car was clean, retail ready with a clean title with 75,000 miles, this car would be like mid to upper 40s. This car, if it was a 75,000 mile car with a rebuilt title, this car would probably be somewhere around $32,000 to $33,000, maybe a little bit higher because the other rebuilt title cars for 2016 are higher mileage examples. But this one being totaled twice, not actual mileage, and you know, there's a lot of, and there's still some further damage to repair if you're wanting it perfect. This car would probably be like mid to upper 20s is probably where I would put this as it sits for a value. The other ones that I've talked about, they're just, you know, a front end hit, it was repaired and rebuilt, 110 to 130,000 miles. Those cars are $28,000 to $32,000. So this car having fewer miles, but more going on with the history and basically damage all around the car that was repaired. Yeah, I would say mid to upper 20s is where I would put this. Service history. So this car is pretty well serviced too. And it also, the very first entry kind of leads you into the fact that this car was probably a press car. June of 2016, with 1,100 miles, the vehicle went off track during testing. They downloaded the black box and they're working with Toyota, and at 1,100 miles, 4 new tires and resurfaced the rotors. So obviously this car was used on the track to begin with. Probably, as I said, a press car. I don't think this was a driving school car, but it could have been. The driving school cars, Lexus usually got rid of those at around 7,500 miles. This car had 12,000 miles before they got rid of it. And so I think it was a press car. September of 2017, remove a dent, scratched mirror, and they noted that the scratch was too deep to fix on the mirror. October of 2018, JLB recall was done. That's the high pressure fuel pumps. Good to see that's done. May of 2019, the headlight was not working, and they noted that it was in a previous accident. Insurance replaced it, and it was covered the driver's side headlight. So I think that's one of those damage reported or something like that. Maybe it has an additional accident on it that's not reported, in addition to the one in 2016 where it went off the track. So it just kind of adds to the history of this car. There's a lot going on. April of 2021, an estimate to reattach the bumper. They don't give any further details. 52,000 miles, August of 2023, which is the last Lexus service, the 55,000 mile service. December of 2021 on Carfax, 67,000 miles and oil change. August of 2025, 72,000 miles on Carfax and oil change. So what is not done? The 60,000 mile service was not done. Transmission service, torque vectoring differential service, that's the fluids, spark plugs, maybe the drive belt, you know, just the fluids and the general services. If those haven't been done, they need to be done on this car. The valley plate, that's the big one on this car. Inspect the valley plate, make sure it's not leaking. The 16s and 17s and some of the 18s are now getting to that where you're going to see a leaking valley plate. Very expensive to repair because it's almost all labor. This car, I don't see anywhere where it's been done, but something to look at. The carbon fiber trim, obviously the owner is working on repairing this car and doing a fantastic job so far, but the carbon fiber trim on the passenger side is still damaged and some further delamination, anything like that. But you can send those off to SMA Fabrication in Florida. He can repair those. Even if it's damaged like it is here, he can do an overlay that matches so it looks like an OEM part. Front lower control arm bushings, as always, inner tire wear issues. Low pressure fuel pump, I don't see where that's been reprogrammed on this car either. So if you shut everything off except the engine, so shut the seats off, shut the HVAC off, stereo, turn everything off, listen in the back seat. And if you hear a humming noise or a buzzing noise, the low pressure fuel pump needs to be reprogrammed. So the ZLZ, this car having a salvage title, rebuilt title, it's no longer applicable for coverage for the ZLZ, so the sticky dash. So finally, would I buy this car? I think it would require a further inspection just for the quality of the repair work. But I think if it were at the right price, it would be a great car to just go in and drive as long as the repairs were adequate. It has an interesting history though, and that also, from my standpoint, it's gonna make it a very difficult car to sell. It's been totaled twice, not actual mileage. It was a Lexus track car or a press car. It's been driven hard early on. It's had an accident or two that's even further unreported, it went off track. Something about reattaching the bumper, you know, maybe there was an impact there. You know, this car has an interesting history. I think if you were able to inspect it closer and you're satisfied with the repairs, it could still be a good car. It just would be a very difficult car to sell. So anyway, that's what I've got for you guys, VIN 1627. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.